In this video, I'm going to talk about how you can use the same pentatonic scale for both major and minor keys. Stay tuned. Welcome back. My name is Tim from Improvising Blues, and I'm going to talk about how you can use the same pentatonic scale for both major and minor key leads. Not long ago, I met someone on a Facebook group for guitar players who told me that they were having difficulty understanding how you could use the same pentatonic scale formations for both major and minor keys. In this video, I'm going to demystify this for him and for you. In order to explain this property, I'm going to need to dive into some music theory. Now, I know this can be a controversial subject for guitarists on whether or not you need music theory, but don't worry. If you don't know music theory or you struggle with it, I'm going to be keeping the music theory to a minimum, and hopefully I'll be able to explain it in such a way that's easy to understand. We're going to talk about the major scale. You know, the one that goes do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And we're going to talk about relative minors. Knowing the major scale can help with many things concerning guitar playing. The first of which is it can show you basic chord building blocks for both major and minor keys. How we do this is by using the phrase whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. And what that means is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. This is how we can determine both the chords and the notes in a particular key. Let me show you. We'll use the G major scale. We'll start out by writing out the 12 notes on the guitar, starting with G. So we'll have G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, and G. Now each step between the notes is a half step. This is where the phrase I mentioned before comes in. Starting with the first G, we'll go whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. This will leave us with the notes G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. Those are the 8 notes of the G major scale. Okay, now, stay with me. This is also how we determine the basic chords in a major key. The formula for this, starting with the first G, is major, minor, minor, major, major, relative minor, diminished, and major. So if we apply that formula to the notes from the G major scale, we get G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, which is also the relative minor, F sharp diminished, and G major. In this process, we will always start and end with the same note or chord. Now, the relative minor in a given key is always going to be the 6th position out of those 8 notes, or in this case, E minor. Now, this is where we start connecting the dots. The relative minor can actually be a key of its own, in which the notes and the chords are the same as they are for the major key, in this case G major. Are you with me so far? Because it has the same notes and the same basic chords, it can also use the same scales when you're playing lead. The reason you can make them sound different is because you're changing the root note that you're using when playing the scale. In this case, it would be G for the G major pentatonic scale and E for the E minor pentatonic scale. On the left, we have the 5 positions of the G major pentatonic scale. And on the right, we have the 5 positions of the E minor pentatonic scale. You notice anything familiar? The positions are identical with 2 exceptions. 1, the position names are different. Position 4 for the E minor pentatonic is the exact same as position 3 for the G major pentatonic. And 2, the root notes are different. This is how you can use the same pentatonic scale diagrams for both major and minor keys. Allow me to demonstrate. In this demonstration, I'm only going to use strings 1 through 4 to show that you can use the same scale for both major and minor leads. We'll start with position 3 for G major. So we'll start out, here's the G major chord. And here are the notes that we're going to use. Now we're going to use those exact same notes for an E minor lead. Now I use the exact same notes, but my emphasis was on different root notes. When I played the G chord, or I was playing in the key of G major, I focused on the root note for G. And when I switched to playing E minor, I focused on the root note for E. Once again, the same notes for G major. And now for E minor. So hopefully that explains it, and now you can see that by using different root notes, you can use the same scale formations as long as the minor key is the relative minor of the major key. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this information beneficial. If you did, please leave a comment on how it helped you. If you were still struggling or you still have some questions, please leave a comment on that as well. I always welcome feedback for those who are trying to learn. And if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button down below and the little bell for notifications so you can get notified the next time I upload a video. See you next time.